You know, people talk all the time about the Google graveyard, projects that Google started that they then canceled, Google Podcasts, Google One VPN, things like this. And they sort of use these things as reasoning why maybe you shouldn't trust Google with your hard earned cash. Buy something, use an application, it might just get canceled later. But honestly, I think that the most damning thing against Google isn't the fact that they launch applications that then get canned and then harvested for other applications to sort of succeed where those applications maybe failed. I think it's things like what has happened with the Pixel tablet. This device was launched and was almost immediately completely forgotten about. Now look, it has gotten updates, it has gotten, some bug fixes and things like that, but it is nowhere to be seen in marketing. They don't post about it, they don't tweet about it, they don't talk about it. It's just sort of been like this, like, what's the phrase that's maybe mildly offensive? The redheaded stepchild. It's just sort of been off to the side, not really talked about, kind of forgotten about. And it seems like maybe, just maybe, there is a glimmer of a chance that that was at least somewhat intentional because they were planning to do something with it later, something that 9 to 5 Google is referring to as a relaunch. And let's look at this article here, 9 to 5 Google. Google's rumored to relaunch Pixel tablet sans dock, release pen and keyboard. Now, those last two might sound familiar to you because I've actually covered these rumors on this channel months ago. We heard there was a pen in the works, there was a keyboard in the works, and it seems as though we may finally be nearing that release. Now, the source of this information is this Twitter user, Mystery Lupin, and they are a tech tipster. According to them, Google is apparently planning to relaunch and sell the existing Pixel tablet without the charging speaker dock, which costs $129 separately. The 128GB Pixel tablet comes in at $499 with that smart home accessory included. So $499 is a little bit on the steep side. So theoretically, if they take that $130 tablet dock off of that price, you're definitely at a much more reasonable price. But 9 to 5 Google here mentions that they've already seen the device discounted to $399. So that's not too far off from where we've already seen it with the tablet dock included. So will Google go any further than that? They said, $349, $379 would be a better price for the device. I agree. They could get as close to $300 as they can. Man, that would be a much more appealing price point for a tablet that now is a little bit older. It's been several months that this thing has been out. You're getting rid of that docking station, which, let's be honest, not everybody needs. It's a clever, cool idea, but personally, I don't really need it. I have home, the Nest home hubs strewn throughout the house. I don't really need another one. So if I was going to have this thing, I don't really want the dock necessarily. I'd rather have it as just the tablet. And so that does make some sense. But again, the price has to match that as well. Now, Mystery Lupin also says that the standalone tablet will be released alongside a pen and a keyboard that will cost around $100 each. Now, again, we've talked about this pen and this keyboard months back. They mention here that the Stylus would be a USI 2.0 stylus. This is, what does USI stand for? Universal Stylus Initiative. That may be correct, something like that. So they're using a USI stylus. And of course, I think that a keyboard makes a lot of sense for like any tablet as well. You may remember seeing this news story back in December of last year, alleging that Google was slowly working on the ability to launch Google Keep from a shortcut on your lock screen, presumably in a floating window. And if you are a USI stylus user, perhaps you could quickly jot down a note on your lock screen before locking your device again. This is something very reminiscent of some features that Samsung has with their S Pen. Again, this all sort of makes sense if you think that they are indeed launching this pen with the Pixel tablet very soon. And I would also say it makes sense to assume that maybe there's going to be more devices with USI stylus support going forward. What might those be? Hard to say, but again, lots of smoke around the Pixel tablet having a stylus, and having a keyboard. I think the most interesting aspect of this to me, though, is the fact that the Pixel tablet launched as this tablet slash home hub. It comes out, everything kind of goes quiet on it, and now it appears as though they're going to quote unquote relaunch it, which if that's the verbiage that we're using, I would assume that that includes some sort of advertising as well. Maybe finally a bit of a push to make people be aware of this device, but they're going to do so alongside a more traditional set of accessories, a keyboard and a pen, which will bring it in line with Samsung devices, with Apple devices as well. But that totally pivots the use case for this device from a primarily multimedia and assistant-based use case to a more traditional tablet use case. This is very, very interesting, and I have to wonder, was this the plan all along? Were these accessories meant to be there at launch and something delayed them, and this is just sort of them making the best out of the situation? Maybe that's why they didn't push it as hard, because they were waiting on all the accessories to be there. Is there a Pixel Tablet 2 coming anytime soon to sort of interrupt the fact that we're relaunching this thing midstream? Lots of potentially very interesting questions to be answered or speculated about there. Guys, I will drop a link in the description to the article that I was referencing in this video, so you can go check that out if you would like to do so. Drop some comments down below. Tell me what you think about this. Does this make sense to you? Why do you think this is what's happening? Would you be interested in a cheaper Pixel tablet with a stylus and pen, potentially combining in your accessories? Again, let me know in those comments down below. I'll see you on the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.